Methods for cultivating meditation practice. Meditation, Master Acharn Thoon Khippananno ***. Translator. Pham Kim Khan ***. A. Walking meditation, Kankama. 1. Preparation for walking meditation. The walking path, Kankama, should be approximately 1 meter wide and about 15 meters long. The ground should be flat and even, without bumps or dips, to prevent the practitioner from worrying about tripping or stumbling during walking meditation. The meditator stands at one end of the path, facing the other end, with hands clasped in front of the chest or forehead, showing reverence to the Buddha, and recites the following aspiration. Now, I vow to practice walking meditation. With all my heart, I sincerely bow in homage to the Buddha jewel, the Dhamma jewel, and the Sangha jewel. I also pay homage to my parents, teachers, lineage masters, and benefactors. May I develop mindfulness, tranquility, and clearly perceive the truth. I aspire that this pure action of mine will inspire all sentient beings, that all beings may open their hearts to forgive one another and refrain from causing mutual harm. May all beings find peace and happiness. Then, the practitioner lowers both hands to the abdomen, with the right hand resting palm down on the back of the left hand, standing solemnly still, maintaining a calm mind, neither delighted nor displeased. The practitioner makes the following resolve. From this moment onward, I am determined to practice walking meditation and set aside all distracting thoughts. Next, the practitioner begins the contemplation. 1. Breathe in slowly, keeping the mind focused on the breath, silently reciting Bud. Breathe out slowly, keeping the mind focused on the breath, silently reciting Do. Breathe in slowly, keeping the mind focused on the breath, silently reciting Dam. Breathe out slowly, keeping the mind focused on the breath, silently reciting Mo. Breathe in slowly, keeping the mind focused on the breath, silently reciting Sang. Breathe out slowly, keeping the mind focused on the breath, silently reciting Go. Note, Buddho Butto equals Buddha jewel, Dhammo, Tamamo, equals Dhamma jewel, Sango, Zanko, equals Sangha jewel. 2. Repeat this recitation about 10 times, inviting the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha to firmly establish themselves in the mind. 3. Then cease reciting Dhammo and Sango, focusing solely on Buddho, and begin walking according to one of the following methods. 2. First method of walking meditation. Take one step while keeping the mind focused and silently reciting Bud, but take another step and silently recite Do, though. Continue walking along the path Kankama in this manner. Whenever a practitioner notices that their attention is not on the steps, they recognize that mindfulness has lapsed and must bring mindfulness, sati, back to the walking until the mind steadily follows each step. The pace should neither be too fast nor too slow. Walk naturally as usual. This method aims to develop concentration while walking. Upon reaching the end of the path, the practitioner turns back, always turn to the right, and continues walking back and forth in this way. 3. Second method of walking meditation. In this method, the practitioner focuses on the breath rather than the steps. Recite Bud while inhaling and Do while exhaling. The practitioner stabilizes the mind by closely observing the breath and using the 2 words Buddho as a parakama, preparatory recitation, a meditation object, or a single word to focus on. When feeling tired, the practitioner stops walking, stands still, and continues silently reciting Buddho, Buddho as before. 4. Third method of walking meditation. In this method, the practitioner focuses the mind on any part of the body where mindfulness can easily be concentrated, using that point as a meditation object. Mindfulness, sati, and clear comprehension, sampajana, reside together at that point. For beginners, imagine the form of that part, its color, whether it is flat, smooth, rough, or otherwise, and its location in the body, by repeatedly visualizing and reflecting on it. After some time, the practitioner can more easily focus on that spot, whether with eyes closed or open. Once proficient, the practitioner can shift the focus to another part of the body and observe that all parts share the same fundamental characteristics. This realization lays the foundation for the arising of wisdom or insight vipassana. This method does not involve focusing on the steps or using the movement of the feet as the object of attention. Instead, it uses the name of a body part, such as taco, skin, or athai, bones, as the parakama, the meditation object. 5. Fourth method of walking meditation. In this method, the practitioner focuses the mind on mental objects, whether coarse or subtle, pleasing or displeasing, that arise in the mind. Be aware of the arising of these mental objects, but do not ponder their origins, as doing so intensifies the sensations. Every mental object has a cause. The practitioner must be cautious enough to clearly discern the cause of the mental object and observe how it expands. The cause here is internal, inherent in the mind. The fuel is already present within: greed, craving, and desire for the 5 sensory pleasures and sensual lust. Since ancient times, countless past lives, the mind has craved sensory pleasures in form, sound, smell, taste, and pleasant touch. Likewise, in this present life, the mind eagerly seeks vivid mental objects through the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. Up to now, forms, sounds, smells, tastes, and bodily touches have deeply stirred the mind and serve as internal causes leading to actions of body, speech, and mind. When we perceive an object through the senses, the mind tends to hold on to it and dwell on it until it becomes firmly attached. Mental objects coexist with the mind. Thus, when we focus on a mental object, Dhamma, we are, in reality, observing our own mind. While introspecting, we must be aware at the right moment when greed, aversion, or delusion arises. We must be alert enough to immediately recognize any intruder sneaking into the mind, weakening it gradually until it dissipates. However, it is crucial not to let the mind dwell on the cause of the mental object, be it form, sound, smell, taste, or touch, as such contemplation may intensify the sensation and cause greater harm to the mind. The correct approach is to focus solely on the mental object, Dhamma, that has just arisen in the mind. Observe it attentively until its true nature becomes clear. It will soon weaken and gradually fade away. This is the inner battle, or conflict between mindfulness and mental objects, between awareness and phenomena. Victory or defeat depends on the strength of the mind's mindfulness. Upon concluding the walking meditation session, the practitioner stands at the end of the path, Khippananno, facing the opposite end. Then, with hands clasped, they pay homage to the Blessed One as they did at the beginning and silently recite, "I have just completed walking meditation to express my pure gratitude to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. May this practice bring merit to myself, my parents, my teachers, my lineage masters, and my relatives. I also dedicate this merit to the Devas, all creatures great and small, and all those who regard me as an enemy." Afterward, maintaining mindfulness, the practitioner slowly proceeds to the place for sitting meditation. B. Sitting meditation. 1. Preparation for sitting meditation. The meditation seat must be neat and clean to ensure the practitioner feels at ease while meditating. To begin, the practitioner pays homage to the Blessed One and recites a few scriptures, long or short as desired. After reciting, they dedicate the merit to themselves and all sentient beings, aspiring that all may find peace and happiness. Then, lay practitioners recite the verses to undertake the 5 precepts, purifying their body and speech to strengthen their resolve to focus the mind. This method eliminates anxiety about past unwholesome actions and words. At this time, the practitioner must trust in their diligent observance of the precepts and let go of past misdeeds. They should recall wholesome deeds they have performed, such as generosity, upholding precepts, or harboring magnanimous thoughts toward others, to place the mind in a state of peace. 2. Aspiration to strictly observe the 3 refuges and 5 precepts. Voluntarily undertake the 5 precepts by reciting the following Pali verses. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Panadapada Viramani Sakapadam Samadhyami. Adinadana Viramani Sakapadam Samadhyami. Kamisa Mikakara Viramani Sakapadam Samadhyami. Musaveda Viramani Sakapadam Samadhyami. Sura Maraya Maja Pamadathana Viramani Sakapadam Samadhyami. For those unfamiliar with Pali, the following can be recited. Homage to the Buddha, asterisk. With all my heart, I sincerely pay homage to the Blessed One, the noble arahant who attained perfect enlightenment through his own realization, without a teacher to guide him. 3 times. Taking refuge in the triple gem asterisk. With all my heart, I sincerely take refuge in the Buddha. With all my heart, I sincerely take refuge in the Dhamma. With all my heart, I sincerely take refuge in the Sangha. For the 2nd time, I sincerely take refuge in the Buddha. For the 2nd time, I sincerely take refuge in the Dhamma. For the 2nd time, I sincerely take refuge in the Sangha. For the 3rd time, I sincerely take refuge in the Buddha. For the 3rd time, I sincerely take refuge in the Dhamma. For the 3rd time, I sincerely take refuge in the Sangha. 5 precepts asterisk. 1. I vow to uphold the training rule of intentionally refraining from killing. 2. I vow to uphold the training rule of intentionally refraining from stealing. 3. I vow to uphold the training rule of intentionally refraining from sexual misconduct. 4. I vow to uphold the training rule of intentionally refraining from false speech, slander, harsh words, cursing, or idle chatter. 5. I vow to uphold the training rule of intentionally refraining from heedlessly consuming alcohol or intoxicants. The practitioner must be honest with themselves and sincerely make this aspiration. This is the proper way to undertake the precepts. Afterward, recite the following Pali verse 3 times. Imani panka sikapadani samadhyami satanaham silam vadami 3 times. I sincerely undertake to observe these 5 training rules. Then bow 3 times to express reverence to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. For ordained monks and novices, maintain purity in accordance with the Vinaya monastic discipline. Do not let this cause alarm or fear during meditation. Now, the practitioner is ready to sit and meditate. Note that sitting meditation can be practiced before or after walking meditation. Alternatively, if inconvenient, one may practice only sitting meditation without walking. For men, the right leg may be placed over the left thigh while sitting. Women may sit in the same manner or with both legs tucked back, as is customary for Thai women. The key is to choose a comfortable sitting posture. Now, slowly clasp both hands in front of the chest or forehead to show reverence to the Blessed One and sincerely recite. Now, I vow to practice sitting meditation. With all my heart, I sincerely bow in homage to the Buddha jewel, the Dhamma jewel, and the Sangha jewel. I also pay homage to my parents, teachers, lineage masters, and benefactors. May I develop mindfulness, tranquility, and clearly perceive the truth. I aspire that this pure action of mine will inspire all sentient beings, that all beings may open their hearts to forgive one another and refrain from causing mutual harm. May all beings find peace and happiness. Then, place both hands palm up on the thighs, with the right hand over the left. Keep the body upright. Focus intently inward. Do not let the mind wander to external objects, as doing so opens a door for ambition, resentment, anger, and so forth to invade the mind, leading to discouragement, despair, dissatisfaction, and restlessness. Silently recite. Now, I vow to cease all thoughts about external matters and always keep my mind in the present. 3. First method of sitting meditation. 1. Breathe in slowly, keeping the mind focused on the breath, silently reciting Bud. Breathe out slowly, keeping the mind focused on the breath, silently reciting Do. Breathe in slowly, keeping the mind focused on the breath, silently reciting Dam. Breathe out slowly, keeping the mind focused on the breath, silently reciting Mo. Breathe in slowly, keeping the mind focused on the breath, silently reciting Sang. Breathe out slowly, keeping the mind focused on the breath, silently reciting Go. Note, Buddho equals Buddha jewel, Dhammo equals Dhamma jewel, Sango equals Sangha jewel. 2. Then cease reciting Dhammo and Sango. focusing solely on bud do. Breathe naturally as usual, neither longer nor shorter, nor stronger nor weaker than normal. Focus on the two words bud and do and the breath. Always maintain mindfulness. Do not let the mind leap about wildly. Remember, inhale with bud, exhale with do. Observe and recite in sync with the inhalation or exhalation, always staying in the present moment. Whenever mindfulness lapses, for example, reciting bud before inhaling, is a loss of mindfulness. Each time you exhale without fully focusing and reciting do simultaneously, mindfulness is interrupted. Thus, steadfastly focus on the breath along with the appropriate parakama word. Repeat this many times until it becomes proficient. A skilled practitioner can sustain focus on the breath in parakama for a considerable time. This is an effective method. Whenever mindfulness lapses, the practitioner immediately notices it. At first, it may seem difficult, but with regular practice, it becomes easier. This method strengthens mindfulness in the mind's knowing quality, using the breath as the object of attention. Once proficient, the practitioner may drop the parakama words and simply follow the breath. A mind trained this way will increasingly experience states of stillness, and mindfulness will grow stronger. 4. Second method of sitting meditation. In this method, the practitioner no longer uses the parakama words bud and do. Simply focus intently on the breath alone. Be aware of the breath's flow, initially heavy, and observe until it feels lighter. Notice when the breath becomes light, and follow it as it grows subtler and subtler. At this point, the mind reaches a state of one-pointedness, ekagata. A light breath is a sign of a refined mind. In this state, the practitioner may experience various mental signs of stillness, such as feeling the body, limbs, or head expand. If this occurs, do not be afraid. Continue focusing on the subtle breath, reciting nothing beyond your own breath. After about 5 minutes, the sensation of expansion will fade. In other cases, some practitioners feel themselves growing taller, others shorter, some feel spinning, others swaying side to side. Simply anchor the mind to the breath. Ignore the various expressions of the mind. They arise and will pass. Sometimes the breath becomes so subtle it seems to vanish. Some reach this stage and fear death, exiting meditation. In reality, this is a sign that the mind is fully settled. Do not fear. Continue focusing on the subtle breath, nothing else, until eventually no breath is felt at all. At this moment, the practitioner feels as though the body no longer exists, leaving only the mind's knowing nature. Occasionally, a faint light appears around oneself, despite the absence of a body. This light reveals the true nature of the knowing mind. The light and serene, liberated state of the mind at this moment are truly a wondrous experience in life, unmatched by anything in this world. This stillness lasts about 10 minutes, after which the breath returns. The peaceful, blissful happiness of body and mind just experienced has no equivalent in daily life. The body is still, the mind is still, and this marvelous happiness can captivate less discerning practitioners, tempting them to repeatedly immerse themselves in it. However, those well-trained and discerning will contemplate it with wisdom, using this concentrated state as a foundation to develop further insight. These practitioners do not cling to the happiness of a still mind, but use concentration as a tool to advance wisdom. Here, the master wishes to encourage readers to practice tranquil meditation with the aspiration that concentration will naturally give rise to wisdom. If you have never contemplated the various aspects of the Dhamma with discernment, even if your concentration reaches perfection, it will only bring happiness to body and mind. At a certain level, some may attain supernatural abilities abhina, such as knowing past and future events, seeing distant objects with the divine eye, hearing from afar with the divine ear, or performing extraordinary feats like reading others' minds or those of animals. Possessing such powers, they might easily boast of having attained arahantship. During the Buddha's time, 30 monks meditated until reaching perfect concentration. They experienced the bliss of a peaceful body and mind for many days, and were convinced they had eradicated all defilements, craving, and ignorance, becoming arahants. They wished to inform the Buddha. When the Buddha learned of their arrival, He instructed Venerable Ananda to meet them at the gate and tell them to visit the charnel ground before seeing him. Following the order, the 30 monks entered the charnel ground, **. There, they saw the body of a beautiful young woman who had just died, left naked in the open. The corpse appeared as if she were sleeping. Initially, the monks looked out of curiosity, but then lust arose. At this point, they sheepishly realized they were not arahants, as their minds still harbored craving, lust, and ignorance. They then contemplated the incident repeatedly until all 30 attained arahantship right there in the charnel ground. See how tranquil meditation can deceive us. During the Buddha's time, there were many similar cases involving the 30 monks. If this happened today, those 30 monks might not have had the chance to correct their error and would have lived as false arahants for the rest of their lives. Nowadays, fresh corpses are not left in charnel grounds. Thus, those patiently practicing tranquil meditation, hoping wisdom will arise from concentration, should pause and reflect calmly. In the Buddha's time, did any monk attain arahantship solely through tranquil meditation? The truth is that all past arahants practiced insight meditation, vipassana, to develop wisdom. Today, there are still many skilled meditation masters. They alternate between tranquil meditation, samatha, and insight meditation, vipassana. After emerging from tranquil meditation, they contemplate and investigate phenomena to reach the ultimate truth, suffering, impermanence, and non-self. They do not wait for wisdom to arise spontaneously. Thus, you must recognize the differences between these methods and practice accordingly. Without a coconut, you cannot grow a coconut tree, no matter how well prepared the soil. To grow the right tree, you must plant the right seed. 5. Third method of sitting meditation. In this method, the practitioner focuses the mind on a single point in the body. Choose any part that is easy to visualize, then firmly place mindfulness in the mind's knowing nature there. The breath and parakama words serve only as supporting factors. Concentrate on one part of the body until the mind perceives it clearly and thoroughly. If the practitioner remains preoccupied with the breath or parakama words, they will be distracted and unable to see the object clearly. The chosen part could be a scar, perhaps on the front or back of the body, or any area where focus comes easily. First, consider where that part is located in the body, its color, and its shape. If it is not seen clearly, it is because the practitioner's resolve and mindfulness are not yet strong enough. It is best to select a small area and focus solely on that point, like aiming at the eye of a needle to thread it. Initially, imagine a small dot in the body. Do this repeatedly until the mind perceives it naturally and instantly. Now, the practitioner can contemplate as desired. For example, seeing it rot, decay, or separate from the bones. This can serve as a foundation for contemplation to develop wisdom. Focusing on a body part gives the mind a resting place. Just as a bird, after flying here and there, needs a branch to rest its wings, the ever-wandering mind, when tired, also needs a point in the body to rest. 6. Fourth method of sitting meditation. In this method, the practitioner focuses on mental objects, similar to fourth method of walking meditation, except here the practitioner sits instead of walks. With the body still, there is less distraction than during walking meditation, allowing the mind to focus on the object more easily. The practitioner remains alert, aware when the mind is happy, suffering, or neutral, and notices when craving and lust arise. They recognize the arising and ceasing of feelings, Vedana. They discern what is cause and what is effect, noting that everything continuously cycles from past to present to future. A cause bears fruit, the fruit becomes a cause, and so it spins endlessly. Some feelings, long outdated, we still regard as new because we are unaware of the ongoing cycle of cause and effect. We are truly dragged and swept along in the wheel of life, deluded by these imagined thoughts. Defilements, craving, and ignorance of the causes of love and hate, lurking latent in the mind. Cultivating mindfulness by using mental objects, Dhamma, as meditation objects is a suitable practice for reasoning about the law of cause and effect in life's events. Understanding how mental objects arise, we can find ways to cut off the flow of defilements and craving or block the bridge that allows craving and defilements to enter the mind. Without knowing the cause, we cannot prevent the result. To sharpen a knife, it must be honed. To avoid heat, the fire must be extinguished. Thus, to eliminate suffering, its cause must be eradicated. Just as heat resides with fire, mental objects reside with the mind. To see your mind, observe its mental objects. Be mindful and follow the mental object as it arises. Watch it long enough to recognize its cause. Then, stop observing and analyze it. It is like going into battle. Once a soldier spots the enemy, they stop searching and immediately fire. When a hunter sees prey, they quickly take aim. When something is burning, we rush to douse the flames. This method of analysis and reasoning aims to eradicate defilements and craving, the causes of desire for the five sensory pleasures, and helps wisdom break the endless cycle of birth and death. It enables a practitioner to locate the headquarters of defilements and craving. Wisdom, resolute will, and diligent effort combine to launch a fierce assault, shattering the central stronghold. In a boxing match, a fighter seeks the opponent's weakness to strike. If defeated in one round, they strategize to win the next. In practicing the Dhamma, we must be determined, persistent, and steadfast in cultivating wisdom. Otherwise, defilements and craving will forever triumph. As practitioners of the Dhamma, you must be valiant warriors, bravely charging into battle to defeat the most dangerous enemy, defilements. Direct your practice inward. Face mental objects head-on, and resolve to sweep away all impurities.